Hi guys, how are you all today? So as scheduled, we're going to... Hi guys, I hope you're doing great. So for today, we're going to discuss about the statement of... Hi guys, I hope you're all in a great mood. So for today, we're going to discuss about the statement of comprehensive income. Bibi naman, nagre-record ako eh.
Nag-record ka na? Tignan mo yung mukha mo. Hindi ka pa nag-ahit.
Oh no. Hi guys, kamusta naman kayo? So, since it's technically the start of the weekdays and according to schedule, di ba, naka-schedule naman talaga na this video would be released today. So here it is, the instructional video for the statement of comprehensive income. So what we'll be discussing for today is the parts, kung ano yung parts ng comprehensive statement of comprehensive income, kung ano yung iba-ibang methods na pwedeng gamitin to form a statement of comprehensive income, and ano pa ba? Gagawa din tayo. Syempre gagawa din tayo ng para may hands-on, may practice tayo. Syempre, alam niyo naman, it's very important that yung practice natin, it's very important na subject natin na makapag-practice tayo. Kasi pag puro nakikinig lang kayo, naiintindihan niyo yung nangyayari, pero hindi niyo naman in-apply, hindi siya masyadong mag-stick. Okay? So, that being said, let's dive right in to the statement of comprehensive income.
Okay, sige. So, sige, G na tayo. So, what is a statement of comprehensive income? So, as stated here, it contains information about a company's net income. Okay, alam nyo naman yung net income, di ba? Like, revenues versus expenses, magkano ba yung kinita ng company for this specific period. Okay, yun yung net income. As well as a few additional items known as other comprehensive income. We'll dive further into that later. Okay? So the statement of comprehensive income has two parts. First one is the statement of profit or loss or P&L statement. And number two is yung other comprehensive income. Okay? So, yan yung composition ng ating statement of comprehensive income. So let's focus first on the statement of profit or loss. Okay? A statement of profit or loss shows information regarding income and expenses, comparing them and ultimately arriving at the net income. So this was the one I mentioned earlier wherein aalamin natin kung kumita ba yung company or hindi for a specific period. So in common sense, using common sense, okay, kapag mas marami yung revenue compared sa expenses, kumita ka or meron kang net income. Vice versa, kung mas marami naman yung expenses compared to your revenue, you will have a net loss. Okay, so pag net loss, obviously, lugi tayo. Okay? There are two ways of presenting the profit or loss statement. Okay? We have the nature of expense method and the function of expense method. So, isa-isahin natin tong dalawang to kasi it's very important. Okay? So, we'll start with the nature of expense method.
Okay guys, para lang hindi kayo malito, gusto ko lang ipakita sa inyo yung magiging overview ng lesson, okay? Ito siya. Ayan. So, kung makikita nyo, yun nga, syempre dalawa yung parts, di ba? Dalawa yung parts ng statement of comprehensive income. Nandyan yung profit and loss statement, and nandyan yung other comprehensive income. Where we are now is, nandun na tayo sa two ways on how to make profit or loss statement. Yun nga, nandyan yung nature of expense method and nandyan yung function of expense method. So later, dadating tayo sa OCI.
So, start tayo dito. It is also known as single step income statement or the natural form income statement. Kasi kapag na-encounter nyo siya na iba yung pangalan, hindi naman natin gusto na porket iba lang yung tawag, hindi nyo na alam na yun pala yung tinutukoy niya. Okay? So, it's very important na alam nyo rin yung other aliases ng nature of expense method. Okay? So, the definition of this one is, basahin muna natin, expenses are aggregated or combined according to their nature.
So, what do we mean when we say nature of expenses? So, bali, ang ibig sabihin lang yan yung mga expenses na medyo familiar na kayo guys. So, examples nito will be depreciation expense, salaries expense, ano pa, utilities expense, bad debts expense, yan. Yung mga expenses na nare-record natin in journalizing, yan yung sinasabi natin na nature of expenses.
It is simple to apply since there is no need to allocate operating expenses. Okay? Ano ibig sabihin nun? There is no need to allocate operating expenses. Sa OPEX kasi, di ba, if you will remember, we have two. Okay? Under operating expenses, we have selling expenses and general and administrative expenses. So, dito sa nature of expense method, hindi na natin siya kailangan i-classify. Okay? There is no need to classify into selling and G&A. Okay? So, okay. Now, let's go to the function of expense method. Okay?
So earlier we discussed about yung nature of expenses. Now, we're going to focus on the function of expenses. Okay? This formula right here will help us to determine what are the functions of expenses. So the first expense that we have here is yung cost of goods sold natin or yung cost of sales. Okay? The second one that we have here is the operating expenses. And as you all may know, operating expenses are composed of two specific expenses, namely general and administrative expense and the selling expenses. Okay? By the way, sa mga section na handle ko ngayon, so that's ABMs 8, 9, 10, 11, 14, and 15. Nawala kasi sa isip ko na hindi ko pa pala natuturo sa inyo yung pag-compute ng selling and G&A. So, you can expect na gagawa rin ako ng instructional video for that. So, huwag kayong mag-alala kasi madali lang naman yun. Maikli lang siya. So, I'm not really worried na hindi kayo, na mapag-iiwanan tayo. Kayang-kaya niyo yan. Now, after the operating expenses, our next expense that can be found here is or are the finance costs. Yung mga finance cost, guys, ito normally yung mga interest expense natin. Ito yung mga costs na nai-incur natin by borrowing funds from intermediaries or from other people or from other companies in order to finance our operations. Okay? And then the last expense that we have here is yung taxes expenses natin. So, kanina, dun sa nature of expenses, kung ano yung account title, yun na kagad yun. Okay? Now, we have to determine kung yung, example, yung depreciation expense, will it fall under selling and will it fall under, or will it fall under general and administrative? So, medyo tricky tong part na to. Kasi may discretion sa ating mga accountant kung saan natin siya i-classify. Okay? So, this method medyo mas mas informative siya. So I would suggest na if ever kung meron kayong i-focus, you focus on the function of expense method.
Other aliases of the function of expense method are, ito, also known as a cost of sales or cost of services method. Okay? So, yung cost of sales and yung cost of goods sold, same lang yan. COGS, cost of sales, it's the same. Sa services, meron din tayo nun. So, ang tawag natin doon is cost of services. Okay? Multi-step income statement, yung kanina kasi, di ba? Single step. So, this one is the multi-step. And yung kanina is natural form. Okay, this is an error. This should be functional form. Okay? This should be functional form. Hindi dapat natural yan. Sige. So now, para lang makita din natin, para ma-apply natin yung mga natutunan natin so far. Okay, let's try to apply it. Okay, so we have here a word problem. Okay? Sige, basahin lang natin to saglit. Okay. The following are the December 31, 2020 balances found in the ledger of KUA's General Merchandising Business, which marks the end of the first year of operations. Okay? So, there are a handful of account titles na nandito with their respective amounts. Okay? So, gagawan natin siya ng FF. So, meron pa dito, the following are information regarding the balances found in the ledger. So, ito guys, these information are going to be used to be able to help us to allocate if an expense is classified as a selling expense or a general and administrative expense. Okay? So, ang pinapagawa sa atin is nature of expense method and function of expense method. Okay? So, syempre, unahin natin yung nature of expense. Once again, kapag nature of expense method ang ginagawa natin, we don't have to allocate between selling and G&A. So, hindi muna natin kailangan gamitin yung mga information na nakikita natin dito sa page na to. So, we simply have to use these amounts. Okay? Before we start, i-determine muna natin kung ano yung mga makikita natin sa income statement. Okay? So, what we can find in the income statement, obviously, are income and expense accounts only. So, kapag asset, liab, equity yan, hindi dapat yan makikita sa ating income statement. So, advances to employees, sa-assign natin siya. Mabilis lang naman to, para kahit paano, di ba? Advances to employees is an asset. This kuha capital is an equity. Okay, drawing account, hindi kasama yan. Allowance for bad debts. Okay, this is a contra asset account. Okay, so hindi rin kasama yan. Sales is an income account, so kasama to. Marketing expense, kasama yan. Depreciation expense, bad debts expense. Cash is an asset, so hindi. Sales returns is a contra income account, contra sales, so kasama yan dapat. Purchases is an inventory account, so hindi. Purchase returns is a contra inventory, so hindi rin. Inventory is an asset kasi, okay? Utilities expense, kasama to. Interest expense, interest income, representation expense.
Some of you may be wondering what representation expenses are. So basically, representation expense are expenses incurred by the company for public relation purposes. Okay? So ito yung mga gastusin na ini-incur ng company to maintain relationships with suppliers and customers. An example of this would be, say for example, may business meeting with a potential supplier or potential customer. Sabihin natin, meeting nyo sa Spiral, sa may buffet ng Sofitel, and then shinolder ng company. So that would form part of our representation expenses.
Supplies expense, rent expense, rent income, salaries expense, accounts receivable, hindi kasama to because this is this is an asset account, okay? Sales discounts is a contra sales account, so kasama yan. Purchase discounts, hindi kasama. Merchandise inventory is an asset, so hindi kasama, okay? That being said, ito yung dapat na makikita natin sa ating income statement. Okay? So, we're going to transition now to ayan, to our solution. So, ito na. Sinet up ko na yung magiging format ng ating income statement para hindi na tayo masyadong matagalan dito sa video kasi medyo magiging matagal kapag isa-isahin ko pa siya. Okay? So, ito yung magiging itsura ng ating natural form of financial statement or of income statement or of statement of comprehensive income or profit or loss statement. Okay? So, kung makikita nyo dito sa bandang taas, okay, it's very important na maalala nyo to. First is yung, syempre, the business itself. The second part will be the type of financial statement. In this case, the statement of profit or loss. And the third part is yung kung ano yung period covered. So, in this case, for the year ended December 31, 2020. So, we're preparing the nature of expense using the nature of expense method. And in this case, once again, we don't have to classify kung selling expense ba to or kung general and administrative expense ba to. We simply have to group them according to kung anong klaseng expense sila. Okay? So, kung makikita nyo dito, cost of sales, marketing expense, depreciation, yan lang yun. Okay? Mas simple tong gawin. So, we'll start with our net sales. Okay? So, in order for us to solve for net sales, kailangan natin, in order for us to find the amount of net sales, we still have to solve. Okay? So, mag-solve tayo dito. Ayan. So, kung makikita nyo dito, nandito tayo sa notes to the financial statements. I'm going to review this a little later. Okay? Let's do first yung solving for the net sales. So, gawin nating note number 1. So, what is the formula for net sales? This one should be gross sales less sales discounts less sales returns and allowances equals net sales. Okay, so yan ang formula ng ating net sales kung maalala nyo. Tingin ko naman naalala nyo pa yan. Okay? So, what are the amounts? Okay, ang gross sales natin is 788,000. Sales discounts, 5,275. Sales returns and allowances, 38,725. So, in order for us to get net sales, simply have to deduct the two contra sales accounts. Mali. Okay, what happened? Yon. Okay. So, we're going to arrive at 744,000 dito for our net sales. By the way, guys, it's very important na magdo-double rule tayo lagi, ah. Okay, when do we double rule? Look, nandito tayo ngayon sa note number 1. Ano bang hinahanap natin? Pinaka-hinahanap natin sa note number 1, the answer is net sales. So, if we find the amount of the bottom line item, we have to double rule. Okay? So, kung babalik tayo dito guys, sa natural form, sa pinaka-statement of profit or loss natin, ano ba yung bottom line item natin? That should be net income. So, by the time we determine the amount of net income, kailangan din natin siyang i-double rule. Okay? So, sige, balik muna tayo. Magkano nga ulit yun? 744,000 ang ating net sales. Okay? And then, this can be found in note number 1. Okay, now, explain na natin yung notes. If you can still remember, this was included as part of the video that was posted last week. I think that was Thursday or Friday regarding the overview of financial statements. Okay? One complete set of financial statements, meron siyang 5. Okay, we have 5 types. We have the statement of comprehensive income, which we are discussing now. Number 2 is the statement of financial position. Statement of changes in equity, number 3. Number 4 is the statement of cash flows. And number 5 is the notes to the financial statements. Now, if you can remember, yung notes to the financial statements, we defined it as it contains supplementary information and additional computations to help support the other 4 financial statements. So, kung makikita nyo dito guys, okay? Ang ginagawa natin dito is the income statement. Okay? Ngayon, sinolve natin yung 744,000. Now, say for example, merong nagbabasa nitong income statement na prepare natin. Okay? Potential investor siya, binabasa niya to. Now, it's possible na itanong niya, paano nyo nakuha tong amount na 744,000? Okay? He will then see na merong corresponding note, yung net sales. So, what he will do is, pupunta siya sa ating notes to the financial statements, and then hahanapin niya yung note number 1, kasi note number 1 yun, obviously. And then, makikita niya, ito pala yun. Ito pala yung reason kung bakit naging 744,000. Okay? A well-prepared financial statement, guys, would be able to answer every possible questions. Okay? Lahat ng possible na itanong ng mga nagbabasa ng FS, mas maganda if masasagot siya mismo nung FS using the given information. And the notes to the financial statements aids in helping answer those potential questions from the users. Okay? So, very important itong notes to the FS. Okay.
Normally, sa notes to the financial statements, ang nauuna talaga dyan is information about the reporting entity or information about the business. Ano pa ba? The basis of preparation. Siyempre, naka-base tayo sa PFRS or the Philippine Financial Reporting Standards. And as well as, of course, kailangan nakalagay din doon yung accounting policies na ginagamit, how are judgments and estimates made, and so on and so forth. So, yung ginawa natin dito guys, kaya naging note number 1 yung computation ng net sales. Kasi syempre, for convenience purposes.
Now, let's go to other income. Okay, other income. Ayan. Sir, bakit hindi na lang po pwedeng total revenue na lang? Bakit hindi lang pwedeng i-total lahat ng income? Okay, hindi natin pwede gawin 'yun because we have to separate kung magkano yung income from the primary operations of the business. Okay, ano ba yung business? Makita nyo dito, Kuwa's General Merchandising. So, merchandising ang operations ng business. Okay? Okay. So, which that just means na the primary source of income is through selling goods, through selling merchandise. Okay? Kaya ang gagawin natin dito sa other income, ito yung mga ibang income niya other than yung sales. So, kung titignan natin dito sa problem, other income would comprise of interest income as well as rent income. Siyempre, hindi naman yan buying and selling, di ba? So, other income siya. So, we're going to have to provide a solution for that. So, note number 2, we have interest income, we have rent income, and other income. Ayusin lang natin ulit. Okay. Interest income is 2,400. Rent income is 12,700. So we simply have to add the two to arrive at other income. So this should be double rule. Okay. Other income is 15,100. Okay. So ang total ng revenues natin will be okay, 759,100. Okay? Okay, now we're done with our revenue. Okay? So let's now go to our expenses. Okay? Sige. So unahin natin hanapin yung ating cost of sales. How do we solve for cost of sales? Of course, we have to once again use the formula. So dito yon. Note 3. This should be inventory beginning plus net purchases equals total goods available for sale less inventory at the end to finally arrive at cost of goods sold. Okay? So now let's go to inventory beginning. So let's look at the problem. Okay. Meron tayong given dito guys na merchandise inventory. Itong amount na to. Now, our next problem here is this beginning or is this end? Okay, now, how do we know that? We have to read the given information. The following are the December 31 balances found in the ledger of Kuwa's general merchandising business, which marks the end of the first year of operations. So, ibig sabihin, December 31 daw itong mga balanse na to. Ibig sabihin, at ito yung balances at the end of the year. Okay? Now, it's safe to assume that this 375,000 is our ending inventory. Okay? Ngayon, sir, paano naman po yung beginning? Okay? Our beginning inventory will be 0. Why? Because guys, ito, sinabi na this is the first year of operations. First year of operations ni Kwa for 2020. So if it's your first year of operations, ibig sabihin, wala ka pang inventory nung nagsimula ka. Okay, that's why it's automatically 0. Okay, so yun yung explanation natin doon. Now, let's go to net purchases. Once again, we have to solve for net purchases. So, another note. So, paano ulit yung net purchases natin? The formula is gross purchases less purchase discounts less purchase returns and allowances add freight in to finally arrive at net purchases. So, okay. Gross purchases will be how much? 945,000. Purchase discounts, 2,000. Purchase returns and allowances, In this case, purchase returns lang, 10,000. Freight in, walang given, so 0. So our total net purchases will be, minus lang natin yan. Okay, will be 933,000. Don't forget to double rule. So this one will be 933,000. And the breakdown or the computation can be found in note number 4. Ayan. So total goods available for sale will be equal to our net purchases since 0 naman yung ating beginning inventory. And then our cost of goods sold will then be 933 minus 375, 558,000. Okay, double rule ulit. Ayan. So cost of goods sold is 558,000. Cost of sales, pareho lang yon, 558,000. And this can be found in note number 3. Now, for the remaining parts, I think given na lang siya. We simply have to copy. Once again, we don't have to, hindi natin kailangan ihiwalay, i-classify, selling ba to or G&A ba to? Because we are using the nature of expense method. Mamaya pa natin gagawin yon when we are preparing the function of when we are preparing using the function of expense method. Okay? Marketing expense is 9,000. Depreciation is 41,500. Bad debts expense is 2,500. Utilities expense is 35,000. Interest expense is 4,800. Representation expense is 4,000. Office supplies expense is 6,800. Rent expense is 36,000. Salaries expense is 57,200. Okay, now we're going to get the total of our expenses. Ayan. And now, meron na tayong total revenue, meron na tayong total expenses. I think we can now get our net income. You simply have to subtract the two. Okay, so our income will be 4,300 pesos. Once again, double rule. Okay? So now guys, we're done with in preparing the statement of profit or loss when using the nature of expense method. Now, we're going to start preparing the statement of profit or loss using the functional form. Sige, palitan muna natin to palitan natin ng pangalan. Notes to the FS. Ayan. Okay. Sige. Now, we're done. Kakatapos lang natin dito, no? Let's now go to the functional form. Ayan. So, yung functional form natin, guys, ito, prepare ko na ulit para hindi na tayo masyadong, para hindi na tayo masyadong matatagalan tulad nung kanina. So, we simply have to get the amounts ng nandito. Okay, so yung net sales natin, I think na-compute na natin yan. Okay, so gamitin na lang din natin yung notes na ginamit natin kanina. Okay, so net sales here, kano nga ulit yun? 744,000. So this will be note number 1. Center align lang natin. Ayan. And then, cost of sales, I think na-solve na rin natin. This is note number 3. Cost of sales is 558,000. 558,000. Note number 3. So our gross profit will then be, okay, 186,000. Now, we have to, okay, ano pa ba to? Other operating income. Ito kasi kailangan na natin tong isolve further. We need to solve for this. Oh, yung other operating income, other income lang to. So this one can be found in, solve na natin to kanina, note number 2. So yan yun. Yan yung 15,100. So 15,100. Okay. Sige. Now, ito na yung magiging challenge natin. We have to determine if the expense is general administrative or if the expense is a selling expense. Kailangan ulit natin ng solution dyan. So, we once again go to the Notes to the financial statements, create a new note, note 5. Okay, now let's solve for G&A. Unahin natin ang general and administrative. So this one will be note number 5. Ayan. Okay. Ngayon, balik tayo sa ating PowerPoint. Okay? So ang sabi dito, okay, 31,500 of the depreciation expense represents that of the equipments found in the company's store. And the remaining is that of the equipment situated in the office. Okay? So, how do we do that? So, balik muna tayo. How much ba ang total depreciation expense natin? Um, Total depreciation expense is 41,500. Okay? So, if we're going to solve that, 41,000 total depreciation expense. Actually, hindi. Okay, kailangan ganito pala. Sorry, my bad. So, depreciation expense. Ayan. Okay? Depreciation expense will be how much? Remember, in order for us to be able to classify it as part of our general and administrative expenses, kailangan it should form part of mga expenses na related sa office. Okay? Siyempre, kapag related yung expenses sa pagbebenta, it will form part of our selling expense. So in this case, ang depreciation natin for general and administrative will be, binigay niya na, ano nga yun? Medyo naliligaw ako. Okay. Try to keep up. Try to bear with me. Okay? So 31,500 to. Given naman siya. 31,500. And then, ano pa? Rent expense. Okay, rent expense. Ang sabi, 2/3 of the rent expense is that of the rent amount for the store and 1/3 is for the office. So, 1/3 lang daw yung para sa office. Magkano ba ang total rent expense natin? Okay, tingin tayo sa calculator. Total rent expense is 36,000. 1/3 lang yung sa office. So, ibig sabihin, 1/3 lang yung kailangan nating isama dito. So, we divide this by 3. This one will be 12,000. Okay? Sige, we're done with the second one. Let's now go to the third. 40% of salaries were paid to the salesmen and the 60% are allocated to accountants, lawyers, and other office staff. So guys, ibig sabihin, ganito lang yan. Yung 40% ng total ng salaries expense natin will be part of selling expense kasi sweldo ng salesman yun eh. Pero yung other 60%, kung papansin nyo, accountants, lawyers, and other office staff, so sa office to, yung 60% ng total will form part of our general and administrative expenses. Okay? So, magkano nga ulit ang total salaries expense? Tingin sa calculator. Salaries expense is 57,200. So, 60% of this one will be 34,320. Salaries, expense, 34,320. Okay? Ano pa? Representation expense refers to the cost shouldered by the company for a presentation to potential customers. So ito guys, ang dating niya is parang marketing expense na rin siya no? Kasi parang ito gastos mo to para makabenta ka. Tama? So, sinasalo mo yung cost kasi yung possible benefit niya is para makabenta ka. So, this will form part of our selling expenses. Okay? Now, tignan pa natin sa mga expenses kanina kung ano ba yung magfo-form part ng ating general and administrative. So, marketing expense, this is a selling expense. Siyempre, nagma-market ka para tumaas yung sales mo. Okay? Depreciation expense, we're done with this. Na-allocate na natin yan. Bad debts expense is a General and administrative expense. So, 2,500. What else? Utilities expense. Okay. Utilities expense, the problem was silent. So, we allocate all of it to general and administrative. If the problem is silent lang yun. Okay? Interest expense, mamaya yan sa finance costs. Hindi yan kasama. Representation, yun nga. Dun sa additional information, it will form part of our selling expense. Supplies expense naman, office supplies, actually ito. Office supplies expense, kasama to. Office supplies expense. Okay, this will be 6,800. Siyempre, office di ba? So, lahat ng expenses talaga na related sa office, kailangan natin isama dito. Where are we now? Rent expense, na-allocate na natin yan. Rent income, hindi yan kasama, syempre income. Salaries expense, na-allocate na rin natin. And then, that's about it. So, masasolve na natin dito ngayon yung general and administrative expense. Okay, pagsamahin natin to. Yan. Hindi pa rin. Okay. So, this one, naisin ko lang So, we have to simply add. And then, double rule. Okay. So, ayan, nakuha na natin yung amount for our general and administrative expense. Bakit may ganito dito? Wait lang, ayusin ko lang guys. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Medyo na-OC ako. Then, this one. Hindi. Mas maganda yung kanina. Ayan na lang. Okay. So, ayan. Sorry. Medyo natagalan tayo dun. So, our G&A will be 122,120. 122,120. And then, yung selling expenses natin will be for note number 6. Compute na lang ulit natin. Okay. So, note 6. Okay. So, syempre, apply muna natin ulit yung kanina, guys. Ito, sa PowerPoint. 31,500 na allocate na natin yon. How much ba ang total ng ating total depreciation expense natin? So, the total depreciation expense is 41,500. Bawasan na natin to ng 31,500 because yung 31,500, ito yun ito. Okay, ito yun. So, yung 31,500, na-allocate na kasi natin yan sa general and administrative. So, ibig sabihin, guys, ang natitira na lang sa ating depreciation expense for the selling expense is 10,000. So, depreciation expense dito will be 10,000. Okay? Rent expense tayo. Magkano yung rent expense for selling? Ang sabi, 2/3 naman ngayon. So, kung babalikan natin kanina, our rent expense is, ito, 36,000. So, calculator, 36,000 times 2 divided by 3. So, we have 24,000. 24,000 is for selling expense. And then, we have salaries expense as well. Okay. Ito ata yung 60%, 40%. Okay, 40% of salary. So, ayan, 40% of salaries, ito yung magiging selling expense natin. Okay? So, the total amount of our salaries is 57,200. So, calculator, 57,200 times 0.4, going to get 22,880. 880. Okay. So, okay na tayo dyan. Representation expense. Okay, we need to include representation expense here. Okay? And this one is 4,000. Okay, now hanapin pa natin yung mga ibang selling expenses na hindi pa natin nasasama, which kailangan selling expense siya by nature. Okay? So, marketing expense, as mentioned earlier, ini-incur natin to para makabenta tayo. So, this one is a selling expense. Marketing expense, 9,000. Depreciation, okay na yan. Bad debts, kasama yan sa G&A. Utilities, kasama sa G&A since the problem was silent. Interest, mamaya yan. Sa finance cost. Tapos na to. Tapos na to. I think we're done. So, ito na yung magiging general and selling expense natin, sorry. Okay, total lang natin Ayusin lang natin yung border. So, the sum of these, yan. So, this is the amount of our selling expenses. And this one is 69,880. So, yun ang ilalagay natin sa ating FS. 69,880. So, ang total ng operating expense natin is ito, 192,000. Okay, so we simply follow the formula again. This one minus this one. Okay, kung mapapansin nyo, meron tayong negative. Pero buti na lang, merong other operating income, merong other income. So, ang operating profit natin will be 9,100. Okay? Ngayon, yung finance cost, ito yung interest expense natin. Tignan natin interest expense. Ito, 4,800. So, this one is 4,800. And then, wala naman tax na binigay. So, let's assume wala na lang tax. Okay, so our net income will be this one minus this one. This one will be, our net income will be 4,300 pesos. Double rule. Check muna natin if yun din yung net income na na-compute natin sa natural form. Okay, 4,300. 4,300.
Okay, some of you may be wondering about yung profit from discontinued operations. Stated kasi standard natin sa accounting standards, IFRS 5 to be exact, na profit or loss or gain or loss from discontinued operations should be presented as a separate line item after profit or loss from continuing operations. And don't forget that this is recorded net of tax, which means ibabawas mo muna yung tax before mo siya i-record. So just to give you an example, let's assume that there was a profit from discontinued operations amounting to 50,000. Okay? Wag na natin lagyan ng tax kasi yung example natin hindi naman natin nilagyan ng tax eh. Okay? So this is what your P&L statement would look like using the nature of expense method. And when using the function of expense method, it would look like this.
Okay, so I think nakita nyo naman yung difference. Siyempre, mas madaling gawin yung dito sa ating natural form. Kasi we have no need to allocate. Hindi na natin kailangan i-determine kung selling ba to, G&A ba to. Wala nang ganung problema kapag natural. Kapag functional, kailangan ganun talaga. Pero, mind you guys, it's very important na mas maganda tong functional. Bakit? Based dun sa definition kanina, 'di ba? It highlights significant relationships. Actually, kung titignan niyo tong functional, okay, what can we do here? Pwede nating i-solve yung percentages. Okay? Tignan niyo yung format. The format is given para ma-solve yung percentage. Ilang percent yung gross profit ng net sales. Okay, kung gusto natin i-compute yan, sige, this one divided by this one. Okay, so gross profit is 25%. Cost of goods sold is this one divided by this one, 75%. Okay? So, in this format, mas maganda siya, mas nakapresent siya to better highlight significant relationships. Okay? Unlike na dito, ayan, di ba? Ganyan lang. So, ano makukuha mo? Ang makukuha mo lang dito, how much is the percentage of net income over total revenue? Parang ganun lang, di ba? Unlike here, pwede mong kunin how much is the percentage of operating expenses over net sales, mga ganun. So, mas maganda talaga na mas maraming information na nabibigay yung functional form. Okay? So, I think we're done with the profit or loss statement. Sige. Now we can go to yung other comprehensive income. Okay? Itong other comprehensive income, guys, hindi tayo masyadong magfo-focus dito kasi ito medyo intermediate to advanced accounting na to eh. Nasa basic pa lang tayo. But it's still important na kahit paano meron tayong idea kahit paano. Okay? So, sige, basahin ko muna. Okay, switch muna natin para mas malaki. Yan. Revenues, expenses, gains, and losses appear in the other comprehensive income when they have not yet been realized.
Give an example, let's say on April 1, 2020, we purchased land for, let's say, 20 million pesos. Okay, so 20 million natin siya nabili. So the journal entry here will be debit land, credit cash, 20 million pesos. Ngayon, come year end, on December 31, 2020, chinek natin yung fair value ng land and it just so happens na yung fair value ng land na yun ay naging 40 million. Okay? Probably tumaas yung value ng land kasi maraming nagpatayong mall, maraming nagpatayo ng LRT malapit dun sa area. So, yan ang causes ng pag-increase ng value ng land. And if the company uses the valuation method, magre-record siya ngayon ng revaluation surplus, which is a component of OCI. So, the journal entry here will be a debit to land na 20 million kasi syempre tataas yung value ng land. Kanina 20 siya, ngayon naging 40. So, we have to add another 20. And we have to credit revaluation surplus for 20 million as well. So, malalagay siya doon sa other comprehensive income part natin sa statement of comprehensive income.
These are not included in getting the net income. It has a separate line item and will form part of equity. So, tandaan nyo guys yung other income, other comprehensive income, it will form part of our equity. Wala siyang kinalaman sa ating net income. Hindi siya makakadagdag, hindi siya makakabawas sa ating net income. Okay? So, equity siya. Yeah, let's proceed. Yan. These include unrealized gains or losses. So, basically, ito yung mga items na nasasama natin under other comprehensive income. Sige. Mag-solve tayo. Actually, hindi naman tayo talaga magso-solve. What I want to show you guys is yung format lang. Okay? So, the format here is yan, like this. So, kung itutuloy lang natin, remember guys, the statement of comprehensive income has two parts. First part, we have the statement of profit or loss. Yun yung ginawa natin kanina. There are two ways in making the statement of profit or loss. Number one, nature of expense method. Number two, function of expense method. So, either of the two. Ngayon, yun yung first part. After nun, ito yung second part, ganito yung magiging itsura ng ating second part. Ngayon, yung net income natin, I think it was 4,300. So, lagay natin dito 4,300. And then, we simply have to put yung mga amounts na to dito. Okay, so unrealized gain, of course, this is an addition. Actuarial loss is negative. And then, foreign currency adjustment, negative. So, our total comprehensive income will be okay, 29,300. So, basically, guys, ganito na yung magiging itsura niya. Okay? I just wanted to show you kung ano yung magiging itsura nung other comprehensive income. So, meron tayong first part. Once again, yung first part natin, ito. assuming we use the natural form, ito yung magiging first part natin. The second part will be this one. Okay, so ganun lang siya. And if we choose to use the functional form, ito yung magiging first part natin. And then the second part will be this one. Okay? So, ayun. I think we're good. Meron pa ba tayo dito sa PowerPoint? Ayan, wala na. So, we're done with our PowerPoint.
Okay guys, so I guess that's it for this video. So hopefully may natutunan kayong bago. Hopefully mag-stick siya. Mag-review lang kayo na mag-review since meron naman kayong mga libro. Okay? Yun. So if you have any questions, do feel free to ask any of us. Ako, Sir Guy, Sir Eman. Alam niyo naman. So yeah. Ingat kayo guys and I'll see you soon. Bye!
Yeah, you look sexy when you do that. You look sexy when you do that.